Let's start with the visuals. The art style is very cartoony, colorful and vibrant. Skill effects, explosions pop out of the screen easily, but they don't cloud your screen at all. You can easily see and keep track of what is going on even if you are fighting hordes of monsters. The graphics quality is average. Even though it is pleasing to the eye, if you are expecting high-end detailed graphics, this is not the game for you. Personally, this did not affect my visual experience at all since I like to see clear, colorful explosions on my screen. Let's talk about combat. You have your typical skills like spells, melee, totems, also known as sentries in this game, minions, bows, and even guns. Yes, you can use guns in this game. Combat feels very responsive, not clunky at all. There are a lot of skills to choose from and Torchlight actually wants you to experiment with everything, which brings me to the skills section. The skills section is known as talent tree in Torchlight Infinite. This consists of small collections of talent nodes grouped together, known as talent panels. Each talent panel focuses on specific things, like this focuses on fire skills and area skills. You can mix and match 3 panels to suit your build. You also have stronger talent nodes in each talent panel, known as major talent nodes. Think of them like keystones or masteries if you have played Path of Exile. Torchlight allows you to completely reset your talent tree free before level 80. In closed beta, this was lower. I think it was level 65 or 70. I don't remember clearly. The skill and support gems are free also, which means you can easily switch skill gems and reset the entire talent tree as many times as you like before you reach level 80, so that you can find your favorite build and play with it. Each skill tree is very easy to understand and work with for new players as well. I'll be honest, the talent tree system is one of my favorite things about Torchlight Infinite. This brings me to general gameplay loop. This is typical as you expect. You kill monsters, get loot, level up your gear, kill stronger monsters and repeat. Along the way, you will find various crafting materials to help you craft stronger gear. Crafting in this game is very straightforward and easy to understand. All the info you need regarding crafting, affixes, their weights, everything is available inside the game. You can target mods from each group and add it to your gear. Unlike Path of Exile, where you are working with groups of affixes or groups of modifiers at a time, here you are always working with one modifier selected from a group of modifiers. What I like about crafting in this game is it is almost impossible to break your item. Every time you craft, the game gives you an option to go ahead with the new modifier or revert back to the previous state. So you only can go ahead with the craft if you are satisfied with the result. Crafting endgame gear is very expensive as you can expect, but it can be done realistically in a straightforward process. Now let's look at the end game. So far, to my knowledge, endgame revolves around bossing and mapping, known as Nether Realms. You have different tiers of zones. You keep clearing various maps from one zone, then fight a difficult boss of that zone. After that, you move on to the next zone and repeat, until you work your way all the way up and fight the actual endgame boss. Bossing in this game is actually very fun because they don't get one shot. Most bosses, especially the harder ones, have a lot of unique attacks and sometimes they will catch you off guard and potentially kill you. So far, endgame has heavy emphasis on fighting various bosses and getting special loot, and this feels very good so far. Before I talk about things that I don't like, the last thing I want to mention is this game is very convenient to play. You can easily test your DPS on a dummy, which, believe it or not, every game does not have this. Path of Exile does not have this yet, and that game is out for so many years. Honestly, I want that feature to be present in every game. Also, you can see top players, their DPS, build, gear, everything inside the game through hero ranking. To give you an equivalent example from Path of Exile, imagine you have PoE Ninja but inside the game. You can also teleport from anywhere to pretty much anywhere at any time. New player tutorials are very well made. You can speedrun through campaigns if you want without memorizing map layout. You get your pet to auto-loot materials for you after you reach a certain level in your free section of Season Pass. Now, the bad things. The things I don't like personally, and they can be concerning. The only thing that needs to be improved in my opinion is something known as pay to win aspect. It is not as bad as some predatory games like Undecember, which also launched on the same day. I have played this game, trust me, it is absolute garbage. If you are an average player who does not care about min-maxing endgame builds, you will be absolutely fine without spending a single dollar, other than cosmetics of course. But if you are a player who likes to push builds and min-max and fine-tune everything, then you have to spend money. And it is not even buying stash tabs like in Path of Exile. It starts from something called Pact Spirit. Pact is a small skill tree with limited number of nodes, and you have a Pact Spirit which is basically a pet that can change those nodes. They can change nodes to something like increased spell damage, more loot, more XP, and so on. You get pets through a gacha system, and these pets have rarities. In order to get the best pets, you need to spend money if you want to get the legendary version within a reasonable amount of time. There is also in-game auction house, which is very well designed to be honest, but you can only put 3 items for sale initially. If you spend more money, then you get 12 more slots. These things honestly don't bother me, but I know some players will be very unhappy with this system. Even with all this, honestly, I never felt I was forced to visit the shop even once so far, which is not too bad. And my character level is now 67, so I spent some hours in this game. Final verdict: try Torchlight Infinite, absolutely yes. Once you reach the end game, then you can decide if you want to keep playing for free or invest real life money into your characters. That's up to you. This game has a bright future and can go on for years if the devs don't mess up something in the future. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and I'll see you in my next video. Thanks for stopping by.